It's only the inky blackness. It's fine. See? Real quick. See? Fine. It's fine. Again, the inky blackness doesn't care about you. It's too busy being itself. Think like, if I were to describe the void, think like a sleepy cat. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about you. I was like, oh, it's not doing well. And when things weren't doing well, I wanted to crawl into a hole. But apparently when things are doing well, like if I put in the effort of like editing video, putting it out there, and it's like does really well, I want to take on the world. I don't slow down. Like I'm just like, oh, it's going through my veins. It's amazing. It's like it's like BioShock with Adam. Hey, Brana, how you doing? But then if it doesn't do well, then suddenly I'm like, I just want to go into a hole. I just want to not see anybody. Like, I wish I wasn't that kind of person. But it turns out that the results of my effort very heavily weighs on like my energy on moving forward. Dogator. 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 It gallops at you. It is terrifying. So yeah, let's just say I'm built different. Not good, not well, but I am built certainly different. This game looks like a trauma response. Yeah, brief chat insanity. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see brief chat insanity? All right, watch this. Hey guys, I'm gonna be right back. See what I mean? See what I mean? This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Apparently my chat's a bunch of little arsonists. Listen, I have two brands, all right? My brand, being out of touch and loving ketchup. I don't know what to tell you. Who bullied the scientist? Which one of y'all dinos bullied a scientist? This once popular theory suggested they simply got too big and too stupid for its own good. Yeah, someone bullied a scientist. Dinosaur extinction caused by depletion of sex lakes. Sex lakes? Is it a lake to have sex in? Or lakes that are having sex? How would lakes have sex? This is nuts. Just the way that this is spelled makes it sound like you're saying archaeology with a CH. That is like, you know, a respected field of study of people. And it's just like, here's archaeology, the study. It's like, I mean, I'm an archaeologist. It's like, wow, you bring up, you find ancient civilization. They're like, no, we're the other kind. So basically, monads was like, every species has a certain amount of like life juice, and as they progress through generations, their life juice starts to run out until eventually there's no more monad and it just goes extinct. Got you. They saw evolution in a similar sense as we see aging. I feel like a lot of arguments for saltationism would be something similar to creationism, in the sense that one of the I remember some vague arguments during the. Did you all ever watch the Bill Nye debate where Bill Nye the science guy was debating against a creationist like speaker? If anything, it was probably the start of Bill Nye's start to extreme. You know what I mean? Where like Bill Nye suddenly started like being a lot more aggressive. Where he had like a new show and he's just like, climate change is real, you fucking idiots. Like that, like he dropped the kids' gloves. I feel like it was right around that time where he was starting to get fed up with society. Which, I mean, who can blame him, man? Really. Is one of the arguments that in that discussion was bombarder beetles. So for those that don't know, bombarder beetles are an insect that combine two different chemicals and create a like explosive, acidic kind of like just like mixture that is very, very hot. So like if you get hit by it, it can cause blisters and stuff like that. It won't kill you, but if you're smaller, it will really mess you up and potentially kill you. And their argument was like, well, how did that evolve then? Because it's these two, like, if you have like these two chemicals, and how do you get to the point where you have those two chemicals? Because if you had like just one but not two, it didn't do anything. So why is it there? If it's not at the right combination or at the right pressure, you just explode. Like, they would just explode from the inside out. So how would they reproduce? Like, it's kind of, they kind of point to that being like, hey, how did this work if it wasn't created? How do you incrementally make an explosive butt? I guess another good example, though not as good of an example, is the pistol shrimp. I don't know if y'all have heard of that one, but it's a little shrimp that the claw actually has like essentially like organic gears in its claw, where it almost like cocks its hand like a gun, where it kind of like, it just kind of does that, like almost like you can see what the hell I'm doing, but and then just kind of just fires it, and it just clicks down with such force it causes bubbles that implode and send a shockwave, and that shockwave stuns fish, and then they eat it. So then they kind of look at that and be like, well, how the fuck did that happen incrementally? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It only works as well as it is now because everything is working together as intended. And actually, a second fun fact with this, they used to be so loud that during World War One, I forget which World War it was. It was either one or two. Submarines used to stay above a, for the lack of a better word, nest of them, because the clickings would disrupt radar signals. So they would be essentially invisible. So they were utilized accordingly. Pretty much. There's a lot of like almost whales out there that kind of just look like big, like if you just fed a seal like an American diet, they take the rock, which is essentially just an imprint of a rock, and they're just like, here you go. This thing is 10 times better than Viagra. This will get you going. Better than rhino horn, I swear. Hold on. I read it. I didn't absorb fucking any of it. Have you guys ever heard of Impossible Creatures, by the way? It was my, like, awakening as a child. Not awakening in that kind of sense. Get your mind out of the gutter. Awakening of, like, cool animals. All right. Hold on. Impossible Creatures. If you guys want to play it on stream, I totally am down. Impossible Creatures is a game. Is this game where you have a tiger and a lobster body. So what you do in the game is that you combine different animals in different ways. It's an RTS. It's a real-time strategy. But you make your own people based on combination of different DNA that you've gotten. And depending which body part you put where, increases its stats and abilities that it has. It's so much fun, dude. It's so cool. Bruh. Athchosaurus. Necroevolution. That means it could be us, Chad. Paleonecromancy. Necroevolution. Oh my god. In limbs takes the form of human machinery, developing a primitive ecology when left to its own devices, and ultimately evolving into colonies of mechanical insects. Over my dead body, which is my current body. So, wait. If what this is telling me, if I throw my toaster out in my backyard and I wait a certain amount of time, insects will come out made of the toaster? I was going to read that as nuclear titties. That's not what that says. Nuclear tech titties. Tectitus? Tectitus? Let's do Tectitus. Just for my own sanity. Ooh, look at that. Look at this man. Look at this man. Look at that long. This is a long boy. Kind of almost looks amphibious in a way. He might be amphibious. I'm seeing a lot of water and land pigs. Damn, boy, you bolo. Dinosaurs did not have nuclear weapons. Silurian hypothesis. Not a real hypothesis. Well, time to move on. All right, that's it. We don't need to read further. Okay. Creatures capable of living off of starlight. Precambrian nuclear reactor. Humped dinosaurs. I don't know. Guys, I didn't. I swear. Oh, big salmon. Listen, your mom deserves better than being called a big salmon, all right? Remember yourself doing the squats during the ad break? I will not. I don't got an OnlyFans. Omega Point. The fuck? Is this the Omegaverse? What the hell is this? Omega Point is the combination of Omegaverse and Unitology from Dead Space. That's my verdict. I like the idea of genetic memory. I think it would explain a lot. Whether or not it's real is a whole different kind of discussion. But the idea that dragons exist because humans vaguely remember dinosaurs is a bit of a stretch. All right. I'm getting distracted. Okay, hi here. You don't know what you did to me. Okay, so I watered my plant, right? I have one plant. I have a peace lily. And I watered it. And so it's in the sink currently. So you said steals everyone's house plants. I turned around and my house plant was gone. And I was like, what? And then I looked over to the sink and it's in the sink. I forgot I left it in the sink. Oh, I had like a mini heart attack. I was like, what did you do? What spell did you cast? It's like, I just look over and my plant's gone. And I'm like, how did you do that? How did you do that? Oh my God, that's funny. Woo. Oh man. That's cope. That's coping. That's coping right there. That dinosaurs will happen again. Listen, I'm a paleomancer. I want. Listen, as much as I want dinosaurs to come back to life again. However, they're coming back as undead. They ain't coming back alive. I'm reading this correct, right? Captain Bowclerk's prehistoric horse haunting. Haunting. The horse is haunting. Okay. Microbial communities called the Deep Hot Biosphere. Isn't that a porno? Oof. Imagine putting your life's work and then the result is as one of the most colossal jokes of science. You should have seen her. Twice as big as the blue whale. Like that kind of like nonsense. That's what this reads to me. Where it's just like it's just this like dude who's just like, you could have seen it. It was the size of the Empire State Building. And it's like, bro, what? How'd you even get it on the ship? We had to use 3 pulley systems. Like that. It feels like super exasperated. It totally was on my ship, but it crashed. You wouldn't know it. Collins argued that Atlanteans and their domesticated mammoth herds were the product of evil aliens who bred them in outer space laboratories? Bond. Stegosaurus Bond. Spinal catastrophism. That sounds like a finishing move in a WWNBA match. Oh no, here comes the spinal catastrophism. Oh my God, his spine exploded. His spine's all over the ring. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. A report in 2014 by the National Science Foundation found that 26%, 1 of 4, of Americans surveyed believed that the sun orbited the Earth. 1 of 4? One of 4. I go to the damn grocery store and there's 20 of these guys? What? 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 26%? 2014? That's a decade ago. That's a decade ago. What the fuck is wrong with my country? 1 in 4? What the hell? What? What? Believed that the sun orbited... It's not even flat earth theory. Flat earth theory has a less percentage than this. Imagine a flat earther coming up to someone being like, hey, flat earth exists, and they're like, ha, you stupid idiot. The earth isn't flat, but the earth revolves around the sun revolves around the earth, though. I need a moment. I just need 26%. I have to. I don't know what to do with this information. Well, I'm not reading these to gain faith in humanity, so I feel like I got what I asked for. Just listen, it isn't the fact that people believe it. It's the fact that so many people believe it. That's my thing. That's when I'm like, oh, if you combine sulfur and iron, you get a fluid that turns people to fossil. Yeah, right? That's a Dr. Stone plot. If anything, there's an anti-petrification fluid in Dr. Stone. They resemble 2 nipple-shaped discs? Why'd they say it like that? Why'd you say it like that? There's so many other ways to describe this shit. Say plates. Say, I don't know. I don't even know. The point is like there's so many other ways to describe it than that. That's some America level shit as far as just like weight. You know, or sizes. You know what I'm talking about? The joke that is just like the asteroid is 20,000 corgis long, like that kind of thing. That's what this sounds like. This sounds like this level of just making up different kinds of measurements and shape descriptions to the level of hilarity. So we evolved from nipples? It's sure. Yeah, we evolved nipple first. In 2012, Horner64 married Vanessa Weaver. 19? 64 and 19? That's 45 years. She could live her life 3 more times and still be like 8 years difference. That's weird, right? Technically legal, but it's still weird. I think we can agree to that, right? 64 and 19 is a bit of a jump on the age. Yeah. And you know what? I'm also going to go into this a little bit in the sense of undergraduate student where he was teaching. A teacher-student relationship is not a dynamic where consent is possible. If you don't have the power dynamic there, then assuming that they were teacher-student and he had power over her, right? That's something that teachers we need to be really fucking aware of as far as power dynamics. Yeah. Like, if you're no longer teacher-student and you just happen to be in the same area, fine. But there is a status difference, and what is the definition? It was like consent is the absolute freedom of saying yes or no without any consequences, something like that. So like this smells what this is. But you know what? Weird, awful. I will also say I don't know nearly enough about the situation. So I won't put too much more into that. We'll just move on. Archaeopteryx faked. Ooh, shots fired. Fred Hoyle wrote an entire book dissecting the famous Archaeopteryx fossils as fakes based on his observation of cracks. Like, but that organisms were instead rapidly mutated by a space-borne viruses which had transformed the dinosaurs into mammals at the end of Cretaceous. What? That's easier to understand? That's easier to understand. Instead of birds evolving from dinosaurs, he believed that space viruses came down and infected dinosaurs and turned them into mammals. A completely unheard, strange event that we have no inclination. First of all, if that happened, the virus would probably still be around in some way, shape, or form. Viruses tend to, are really hardy. Really, really hardy. What stopped it from turning other shit into mammals? Why not fish into mammals? Why not everything else? Why was it specifically dinosaurs? And why did space happen? What the fuck? This is crazy. I thought it would have stopped this. It would have stopped at this. I thought it would be believed the bird skeleton had been glued to a dinosaur. That would have been enough. That would have been okay. With the amount of faked stuff that we've been seeing, fine. You can see it. It feels weird that you're like, there's a crack here. That feels a little much, but whatever. Oh my God. It was like, oh, you put a chicken bones to this thing. And it's like, all right, okay. And also space viruses came down and dinosaurs turned to monkeys. And he's like, wait, what? Hold on, back up. What? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Where did you get that idea from? Where did that come from? Where'd it go, Cotton Eye Joe? Most notably at the height of the AIDS epidemic. Oh God, where is she gonna go with this? Where is she gonna go with this? She made the claim that it was not caused by a virus, but by a misidentified strain of syphilis. Thank God. Whew. I was worried. I was worried there for a second, chat. When you talk about scandals and controversial figures in AIDS, usually there's a couple of paths that they could have. Yeah. Whew. Does that mean SpongeBob's living in a prehistoric ocean? Oh, I like this one. This gives me Japanese folklore vibes. This is solid. This is good shit. I like this one a lot. All right, United States versus one Tyrannosaurus skeleton. What? A 2012 legal case against a Floridian businessman who snuggled. That's not that word, idealist. Smuggled. All right, dinosaur extinction caused by poor eyesight. What? These guys are blind as fuck.